I'm a madman. I really am. Hey guys. Let me just turn my microphone down real quick. Hang on. Yeah, hey guys. Harrison, I'm back at it with a brand new video for you. And this is something I didn't have in mind. This was just an urge, to be honest, more than anything else. I was thinking back the other day to the last time I did a 100% video, and that was, I think it was December 30th last year, and I did Sebastian Vettel going around the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and just basically just talking about stuff for an hour and a half, and you guys seem to really respect and enjoy that. So I thought, why not do another one? Just this once. I'm not going to make this a regular thing. But I hope you guys certainly at least appreciate it. This is Canada. I am in Fernando Alonso's Ferrari. Apparently it's going to be a two-stop race, so 17 laps on the options, then 35 on the primes, apparently. Wow, that's going to be a long time. 30% chance of rain as well, which is going to be interesting. Let's load up the setup real quick. I think I borrowed one from TRL Limitless on this, or something. Pretty high on the old fuel, pretty high on the old tyre wear, huh? Ah, well. Okay. So yeah, let's go for normal on the fuel as well while I'm at it. So like I said, one of the things I was very proud of in that video was the fact that I was able to talk pretty much for an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes or whatever. Pretty much non-stop throughout the entire video. I always said before, I like pushing myself, I like challenging myself as a commentator, so why not try this, you know? And again, you guys seem to enjoy it, so let's give it a shot. Also, I want to thank my brother Ryan before I get started as well. I'm recording this off of his laptop rather than mine, because I accidentally smashed my monitor on my laptop. So, my laptop is still working fine, it's just basically now a slightly more mobile desktop. Luckily, I can plug it into my TV, though, as it's got HDMIs, and it can work off of that, which is, you know, a little bit more inconvenient in terms of not knowing what you're recording, but hopefully it'll work out. This shouldn't affect my video production too much in the time being, so don't worry about it, video fans. Right. I'm going into this cold. I've not practiced at all for this, so hopefully just my own natural skill will be enough to take me over the top. Maybe. 70 laps of Canada. Here we go. Good start. You know what those Ferraris are like, right? Oh, God. Hamilton just freaking parked his car in the middle of the corner. Right, off we go. Oh, God. That's a good start, Dre. Turn 3 and you're getting corner cutting warnings. Also, I kind of forgot how heavy the car is when you do 100% races, so a lot of early braking and cautious cornering to start off with. But the way I've always felt, like in these F1 games, I've always felt like Ferrari has the most fun car to drive. They've only got +1 lap of fuel to play with as well, which is a bit meh, but whatever. But yeah, every F1 game I've had, I've preferred the Ferraris. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I gave myself all 4 flashbacks for this, because hell, it's a 100% race, and I make the rules around here, so you're going to enjoy it. Right. Alonso meeting the Wall of Champions on lap 1 is not a good look. Ow. And now Hamilton's through. I know Hamilton likes Canada a lot, so... But I get him around the outside because, yay! Because I'm Alonso, and therefore I am a baller. Might as well buckle and settle down for the long haul. It's going to be a long 69 laps to go. Titter, I said 69. Giggle. We're now up by 1.6 seconds, which is also a good thing. Apparently Rosberg's now ahead of Hamilton. Oh god, drove over the hump there. That wasn't pretty. This was one of those mistakes you can kind of get away with it though and not lose too much time. Still up by 1.3 seconds. Hopefully I'll get better. Obviously, the car will obviously feel better as time goes on, but, you know. So what the heck do I talk about in the next hour and a half, I wonder? Or so. That's going to be an interesting one. Got now 2.6 seconds. Great. But yeah, let's talk about the FRIC suspension ruling, innit? That's one that's worth talking about. As I make a dog's dinner of that chicane again. God, this car still feels very heavy at the moment. But yeah, that suspension ruling that might be banned for Germany this weekend, and if you know, the whole paddock has to agree to delay the ban until next season. For it to happen now. It happens now unless every team vetoes it. If one team agrees, then the whole field has to ban it immediately. It has to be a unanimous decision, apparently. So, which is going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. You'd think a team like Red Bull or Williams would try and get that rule banned, because apparently it's going to hurt Mercedes the most. Because, you know, given the way the season's gone so far, we're almost at the point of no return where Mercedes are probably going to walk the entire thing now unless some dramatic change happens. Which is bound to make things a little bit more interesting, at least. I mean, given the way the season's gone so far, they're going to look for any reason to try and slow Mercedes down. Have the FIA collectively shit the bed thinking, oh no, by some possibility, we've made Mercedes too good already? Oh god, that curb again. Jesus. There's my 2-second lead gone. Well, too busy while Rosberg and Hamilton dance with each other. I'll talk about that in a bit as well. I mean, will it get banned? I mean, I don't think it will immediately. I think the teams will get together and say, look, it's probably for the best in terms of car development if we come together and say no till next year. Because we're already in a new technical era, and I've been surprised at how great the reliability has been despite that. Cars generally have been pretty darn reliable so far this season. And certainly a lot more than I was expecting. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. I mean, I hate the FIA for mid-season rule changes. I mean, it pretty much killed off any competition that was in last season. Now, don't get me wrong, Sebastian Vettel was still the top guy when Pirelli decided to change the tyre compounds around and basically how the tyres were structured. I mean, Pirelli are under a lot of pressure anyway, but part of me feels bad for Pirelli. And the reason why part of me feels bad for them is just because they always keep conforming to the FIA's needs, and they're kind of in the middle of a power struggle between the teams and the FIA and what the FIA want them to do, which is basically make shit tyres. Yeah, we want you to, yeah, we want you guys to deliberately make shitty tyres so that basically they fall apart faster and produce more exciting racing. Never have I watched a race... Never have I seen a Formula 1 race where the tyre degradations made a race more exciting. I don't think you can even quantify that kind of measure, to be honest, but hey, what do I know? But yeah, I kind of might just make this my inadvertent mid-season review video. I mean, if you look at the Formula 1 season so far, about the only thing that saved it from genuine, terrifying boredom is the fact we have 2 drivers contending for a title instead of 1. God damn it, stop driving over the curb, Dre. But yeah, like I said, instead of it being Vettel wins lol, now it's pretty much Hamilton or Mercedes lol. Which I guess isn't totally a bad thing. Because, you know, it's automatically twice as exciting as last year. And if anything, we've been a little bit lucky that the races so far this season have generally been pretty good. Like, Australia was meh overall, but Bahrain was fantastic. Monaco was pretty darn good for a Monaco. Canada was ridiculous. Even Britain last week was actually surprisingly entertaining. Yeah, and that was with a 1-hour delay to fix a wall. So, you know, despite that, we had a pretty entertaining British Grand Prix. I mean, there was a lot of great fights up and down the field. You know, you had a bit of drama with, obviously, Rosberg's retirement. And all that stuff. So, you know, the racing's actually been surprisingly decent this year. And Hamilton and Rosberg have had a couple of fights as well, which definitely helps. Because early on, it's like, when are these two actually going to race each other? And when they did, who would be the better guy? Because, you know, obviously, Australia started, and then in Australia, obviously, Hamilton's engine gave out. In Malaysia, there had to have been something wrong with Rosberg's car. Given the way this season's played out, there's no way Hamilton would be 17 seconds quicker. This doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, Bahrain, they had a decent fight. Actually, a very good fight, actually. Spain, it was close, but Rosberg never got close enough to challenge. Great defensive drive from Hamilton under intense pressure. And all that stuff. Monaco, Hamilton took some dirt in the eye. Not sure if he would have got past him anyway. Because, you know, Monaco is Monaco, where track position is king. So, you know, who knows? Looks like the way that the field's playing out as well right now is like I'm maintaining about a 1.5 to 2 second gap ahead of the 2 Mercedes. They're burning a lot of their fuel early on, aren't they? That's now 2.4 though, which is good. But yeah, the Mercedes has been an interesting one, because now Rosberg had a mechanical breakdown in Silverstone's. Australia and Britain now cancel each other out, but Rosberg still had 18 extra points from the Canada failure. Despite that, he still holds a 4-point lead, and the way the season's playing out, you can pretty much forget whatever the hell happens. No one's going to be carrying a 50-point spread into Abu Dhabi, which kind of gives off the impression, to me at least, that the whole season doesn't matter and that Abu Dhabi is the one that that's going to make or break somebody. If there's a retirement in Abu Dhabi, someone's getting hurt. And I said on Twitter, I will smoke the biggest joint possible, drink about a gallon of absinthe, and watch the reactions roll in. It's going to be hilarious. All the people who, you know, disagree with double rules will have their question marks justified because it completely altered the championship. Possibly. Starting to find my rhythm now. Happy with the car. Car feels great. Oh, bit of a cut there. But, you know, we'll see how that whole I'll see how one plays out. I mean, I still give Hamilton the edge because I think, you know, 9 times out of 10, I think Hamilton beats Rosberg in a one-on-one matchup. But, you know, Rosberg's already proven a lot of people wrong by even keeping it this close and staying. He's been in the lead of the championship for the majority of the time we've had this season so far, which I think in itself has surprised a lot of people. And if anything, it's now created a bit of a camp divide now between, you know, Hamilton fans and Rosberg fans, and it's almost like a Hamilton versus the world kind of thing here, where the cult of Hamilton is taking on the anti-Hamilton fan club. It's weird. I'll be honest, straight up, I'd rather see Nico win than Lewis. I like Nico more. I think that was kind of obvious, but even if you know me well anyway. I like Nico a little bit more. I think Nico's a nicer guy. You know, I like Rosberg a bit more. And I think it would make a nicer story, you know, winning it like his dad did back in, I think it was 1980 was when Keke Rosberg won the world title. I think it was 80. It was either 80 or 82. I think it was 80. But again, I know someone in the comments will put it in there and tell me how wrong I am, because I'm terrible with years. Just go check my phone real quick. My phone's gone off a couple of times. Oh. Machinima payment. Sweet. Yeah, Machinima pay me. Great. You know, I'll be honest with you though. The thing about being a networking partner and all that is that the Machinima network is not a particularly good one. I've said this for a long time. I've said this for a long time that Machinima is just not a particularly great network. They don't give you any real support because it's so big now that they can just kind of get away with it, and they get away with it on name value, you know? I went with them at the time because it was the sexy deal. It wasn't the best deal for me, but, you know, you learn these things, and, you know, I'll benefit in the long run from learning these certain things. Okay, so Mercedes pit crew is ready. Or getting ready for somebody. It's like Hamilton's starting to clear Rosberg a little bit. Fastest first sector of the Grand Prix as well. That'll help. Further down the field, I mean, look at the Red Bull situation. Did anybody have Daniel Ricciardo being third in the championship and this good early on? The guy's been very, very impressive. I mean, he's my driver of the season so far. I mean, we all expected Mercedes to be good the moment we saw testing because of the new era and the new cars, we paid more attention to testing than ever before in Formula 1. And as a result, it's kind of become a little bit clear that Mercedes were going to be miles ahead by the time we looked at testing. I mean, they were already running qualifying setups and full race setups, and they were way ahead of everyone else. That was a given. So, you know, all that stuff comes into play. But Ricciardo's been excellent. He really has. And, you know, as a Sebastian Vettel fan, I've got to take my hat off to the man, you know. Ricciardo has been better, and I think Vettel has taken it very well for the most part. He's had a couple of whiny moments on the radio, like in Britain, for example, but he's never actually moaned out at Ricciardo. I mean, look at Britain, he could have easily vexed out when he was put on the weaker strategy. You know, he was put on a two-stopper, and he was one of only 3 guys in the top 10 who was in the points on a two-stopper, when one stop was clearly the way to go, because for some reason, the tyres held up really well at Silverstone. So Vettel was clearly put on the wrong strategy, but, you know, he took it, you know, relatively well. It was the Alonso fight that caused the heavy heated moments, but, you know, Vettel's being a good team player. You know, he's kept it on the down low mostly. He's praised Ricciardo where it's due, because he deserves credit. He's 3rd in the championship right now, and, you know, he's been clearly the best of the rest. Yay, fastest lap. Also, right now it's looking good as well, as you know, tyres are starting to get to the end of their life, but they still feel pretty good. But yeah, like I said, overall, Ricciardo's been fantastic. And Vettel, I think, has been... The fact Vettel still got 60 points, given the luck he's had this season, is actually pretty darn solid. And this is just the honest Vettel fans' take. He needs to step up a little bit, but I don't think it's anywhere near the whitewash many people are making it out to be. But, you know, still got a lot of season still to go. A lot. So who knows what could happen. You know, Vettel's had all the mechanical bad luck, really, that Webber would be jealous of. And on top of that, as well, Ricciardo had that win in Canada, which, you know, was obviously a big boost to his score. And, you know, things just haven't gone his way like it has done in previous years. Maybe we've all overrated Sebastian Vettel just a little bit. Whoa. Oh, dear. That didn't go according to plan. Taking the chicane a little bit too hard, I think. Two laps of Rosberg until Rosberg comes in. Oh, Van der Garde's going very slowly here. Back markers. 15 laps in and we've already got back markers. That's not helpful. Blue flags, lovely. But we've already gotten a bit hesitant over these chicanes. Further down the field, what about Williams? Williams has been pretty darn good this year, to be honest. The funny thing with Williams is that they were the team that was, if anything, a little bit surprising that, you know, everyone thought, oh, their reliability might get them there. But Williams' pace has always been good, pretty much all season long. You know, Ben being on Mercedes' power has definitely helped. Obviously, Mercedes has been the engine power of choice this season, without any shadow of a doubt, so... That kind of goes without saying, really, but, you know, they've shown good pace all year. Bottas has shown tremendous improvement in his second year. Bottas looks like he's a guy that could be top tier in a couple of seasons' time. As Hamilton goes purple that lap, good lord. But, you know, Massa's been okay. He's had a lot of rough luck this season, to be honest. But, you know, the pole position was, you know, a great moment, a great feel-good moment in Formula 1 that, you know, Massa finally gets his little moment. Because, you know, the guy's been very unlucky over the years, and, you know, he's been a very loyal servant to the Ferrari team. You know, especially when he started catering towards... You know, especially when he started catering towards Fernando Alonso after his accident in 2009. You know, so If anything, Massa deserves props for just being solid again. And now Hamilton's caught right up again. Where did Hamilton suddenly get this pace from? .117.9. Here's the question now. Do I pit for another pair of Super Softs, or do I pit for the Primes now and get the Prime stint out of the way? Did it again. Dre, you mindless idiot. That curb is friggin' sharp. Might as well burn the entire tank of Kers down here and set the engine to rich. I love that pit lane. You can just dive right in. Love that. Is Hamilton in as well? No, he's not. Rosberg is in. From third. Is Sebastian Vettel going to come through? I think he will. Hamilton's just the fastest lap of the race at 17.7. Right. Let's settle down for the long haul. 35 laps on these tyres. Rosberg's now 5 seconds behind me. Yikes. Hamilton's only 11 seconds down the road, though, so... Had a moment with the camera there as well, but still. Right. We should get out ahead of Hamilton. He's only 12 seconds up the road. You need more than 12 for a pit stop around here, surely. Well, we're about to find out. Hamilton's on the way out now, and we're going to come right past. Oh, he's right behind us. Our tyres are a lap warmer, which is going to help. We set the fastest first sector of the Grand Prix. I'm already sweating here, and we're only 19 laps in. I've still got another 50 to go here. This is Hamilton within a second. Will he get DRS? What tyres is he on? He's within a second. Was he within a second over the line? The DRS line. Let's see, what tyres is he on real quick? He's on the primes as well, but Rosberg's on another option stint. Okay, so Rosberg should, on paper, catch up here. So me and Hamilton are on identical strategies. $18-0. Oh, there's nothing quite like the sensation of a car on fresh tyres. Also, man, what is going on at Ferrari? I almost feel bad for Fernando Alonso at this point. I'm going to come out and say it. Alonso has probably overtaken Vettel as the best driver in the field. Alonso's probably the best driver of the last 10 years, I would say, apart from Seb. That, you know, start that debate in the comments if you like. Oh dear, that was a big mistake, and Hamilton's going to have a look into the Adelaide hairpin. I keep making mistakes in that second sector, it's so bad of me. Hamilton's a bit off the line there. Not really getting close, even with DRS or a slipstream. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but... Thank God this isn't China. What was I mentioning? You know, Ferrari, man. Old Nando deserves better. And probably has deserved better for the last 4 or 5 years now. If anything, I praise him for being so loyal to a team which clearly aren't going to get him over the line. And you know, whenever the car is not good enough, they blame Nando. Like, Nando's not fast enough, when Nando's driving his nuts off trying to get this team over the top. I mean, if anything, a bad Vettel year like this year has made me sit back and realise just how great Nando's driving was the last 2 or 3 years. Nando could have easily been a 5 or 6 time world champion by now, and it wouldn't be that far-fetched. That's the crazy thing about all this. To cut that one. I cut it because I knew I overshot my braking point. About to lap 17th place to John-Eric Verne. Not the best place to slow down, Verne. God, I had to go the long way around. The thing is, he slowed down right at the apex of the corner. Not helpful. Pretty much had to go the long way around there. Right. And then you got Kimi Räikkönen on the other end. I mean, holy crap, Kimi. Kimi has been so bad this season. I mean, the Britain accident, he probably didn't anticipate a bump being there, but it was still pretty dangerous driving from Kimi. It just wasn't a good. It wasn't good driving from Kimi that day. And you know, even Will Buxton of NBC was saying ban him for a race, and I'm like, really? That was a one-race ban worthy to you. 3 points on the license and a 5-place drop for Netflix would have been fine, in my opinion. There's nothing about that which was more dangerous than any other crash we've seen this season, and it wasn't even close to Grosjean's that got him a run-race ban in 2012. Grosjean nearly killed the dude that day. Raikkonen got very lucky, to be honest with you, but still. I think Rosberg's caught up to the front of this train now. He has indeed. The thing I like about this situation, it's that it looks like the Mercedes have not got the speed in a straight line to come past, even with DRS wings open. I think Rosberg should be trying to look for a way past Hamilton right now, but it's not working. And the longer Rosberg gets held up, the more it's going to wreck his race. It's very Vettel-like at Silverstone all over again when Alonso was in front of him. Also, did anyone notice that Grand Prix that Red Bull were actually able to pass dudes under DRS again? It looks like Renault may have genuinely made some progress with that car in terms of its power. Vettel and Ricciardo were able to pass dudes even without DRS. So it's looking like, you know, Renault have made a little bit of work on that engine at least, or maybe Ferrari's just that bad. But they were passing dudes like Hülkenberg that are on Mercedes power. So yeah, that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. This is the closest Hamilton's been so far. Got defensive there, made it work, and now he's going to be vulnerable from Rosberg. Does that put Vettel into play now? I'm holding brothers up now, I see. I'm going to tell you something, I'm very good in the first sector. I'm painfully mediocre in the second, and in the third I'm using enough curse to get away with it. What's the gap at? 4 tenths. I knew I nailed that exit. They're not attacking me this corner. Right. 45 laps to go. This has been good fun though so far. 1:17.4. Fastest lap of the race. Gap up to 1.2 seconds. That was excellent. Needed that lap. Gained another half second in that sector as well. Did Hamilton make a mistake somewhere? Because now I've broken him. He's definitely more than a second back now. Excellent, excellent, excellent. My arms are starting to feel sweaty now because I'm resting them on my jeans, so they start to sweat and right in the curb, nearly hitting the wall of champions again there. Oh jeez, more back markers. We're lapping Van der Garde again already. Oh god, this could be bad. This will be bad. Oh Jesus. My gap has completely evaporated. We're lapping Van der Garde and Chilton again. It's a 1:17 lap around here, and I'm lapping him after 14 laps. They're about 5 seconds a lap slower then. So now Hamilton's been a 10th, and now he's completely broken free from Rosberg, who's now 4 seconds down the road. He's coming to the end of the road on his tyres as well. He'll be pitting for a set of primes soon. Skim the wall. Doesn't matter. I went full Schumacher there for a second. Now Massa's up to 4th. Great. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear. I'm a bit too deep to the wall there. I should have brought a bottle of water with me, in all honesty. Doing this blind is not a good idea. I know that I must admit, I was kind of inspired to do this as well by 2 other F1 YouTubers, and that's Arav and that's Tiamat Marduk, that both do 100% races really often, and you know, they're brilliant at it. And they're just brilliant YouTubers in general, to be honest. They're brilliant guys, and they deserve all the props in the world for what they do. To be so consistently good for so long, in terms of video quality and driving skill, deserves tremendous praise. As a casual guy, I mean, I've only ever done 100% race on this game, so, you know, I can appreciate, you know, just how difficult this is, and, you know, it's something that, you know, you can't take lightly. More traffic coming up. 17.4, great lap. But it looks like Hamilton's raised his pace again as well. Whoa. Bit of a slide there. Tyres aren't going to like me for that. Especially because they've got to go another 23 laps. Also, I've been going wide around that corner all race. It's ridiculous. That one I finally got right as we lapped Daniel Ricciardo. We lapped Jules Bianchi for the 2nd time. And Hamilton's within a second again, and Rosberg's closed up a little bit again as well now. He's 3.1 back now. Just keeping a close eye on all this. Hamilton's a bit closer on this attempt. Not close enough to make a challenge yet, though. Makes sense. It's about 17 laps on for a super soft stint round here. Rosberg sets the fastest lap at a Grand Prix, a 17.1. No, Massa sets a 17.1. Nice one, Felipe. Also, on top of this as well, they did also say there was a 30% chance of rain this time around as well. More back markers coming up. I think those are the 2 Williams up there. I think. That is indeed the Williams. That's Bottas there. Who's at 16.9. Nice. He's also put a lap on Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg, when will you ever get that top seat? Hamilton's now 2 seconds back. Nuts. Almost looks like I managed to just find another gear all of a sudden. Hamilton must have been badly held up by Hulkenberg. He's now 3.5 seconds back, and Rosberg's right on his tail again. That's excellent news. Right, let's see if we can settle back down into another rhythm again. Oh, excellent. Gap's back up to 4 seconds again. Perhaps now 4 seconds again. Rosberg now challenging Hamilton for second. Nearly halfway already. Doesn't feel like we've done nearly 35 laps here. .2 now the gap. Oh, hit the curb again. Not ideal. Lost a second in that sector. Ugh. Just had to rub the sweat off my forehead again. Got both my laptops working overtime here as well. One of them's recording this. The other one is rendering episode 7 of my MotoGP Let's Play. Whoops, a bit too much on that one. And gap's now 3.8 again. And Rosberg's past him. I didn't even see that. Rosberg finally got free. Wonder if he's got any speed left in those tyres. He must be coming in to the pits any lap now, either this lap or the next one. Because Rosberg was in first of the two Mercedes last time around. On lap 17, he was in the same lap as me. Gap's now 4.6 again, and now Hamilton's only 3 tenths behind. So these guys seem to be just trading temps back and forth all the time. It's ridiculous. Of course, what also doesn't help it, it's 22 degrees outside right now. My windows are still wide open, but I'm struggling. Hamilton's back ahead of Rosberg. Rosberg's now 3 seconds back, so Rosberg must have pitted. Has Hamilton just lost some speed? That's still that's the highest the gap's been all race. No, Rosberg's kept going. So where did he lose all that time from? He's now 4.5 seconds back. That was very wide. Rosberg is losing bucket loads of time now, as his tyres must have hit the cliff or something. More back markers upcoming. Who we got here? Let's have a look. Is that a McLaren back there? That's Webber. Webber in 12th. Behind Esteban Gutierrez. The worst driver in the field, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, I had the hand up there in protest. Gutierrez again, I don't know what he was doing on that one. So Gutierrez and Webber clear. There's another car. There's another set of 3 up there. Hang on a minute. Rosberg's now 10 seconds back. He couldn't have stopped yet. That's now 3.2 again. Those tyres are already pretty darn orange, and I've got to do another 17 laps on them. I'm halfway through its tyre life now. Oh, God! Jesus, the rest had spun it. What is this ridiculousness? Looks like the rest took a tumble somewhere. So we've lapped everybody up to 10th place now. Next up is Grosjean. Grosjean dispatched. Mass is in the pit, so he's in for his second stop, and second and last stop, I'm guessing. Hamilton's 3 seconds back. Mass is another 28 back, and he's probably just crossed the start line, more than likely. This is gonna be like Vettel in Canada last year, where he lapped everybody up to 5th place to Rosberg. But Hamilton is definitely coming back at me here. 2.8 seconds back now. Oh boy. Right. We're now over the halfway point. Hand's starting to ache a little bit now. Just a reminder for any new viewers or people that don't normally watch. This, I can tell you already, I do use a pad. I am not a wheel user at all. Dre does not use wheels. I've never used a wheel for a proper race on this game. I've only ever been a pad user, so hands, fingers tend to take a little bit at the moment, but we're hanging in there, all right. Also, got to remember, like I said, there was a 30% chance of rain in this race, so who knows? Whoops. Where did Hamilton find that time from, and where did I lose all that time? It just took a second out of my gap. I've got to deal with Hamilton again. Lap times have gone right the way back up again as well. And that was a 119.2. I mean, holy crap. Got to concentrate a little bit now and see if I can put some decent laps in. That'll help. Fastest first sector of the race. Come on, Dre. Let's go. Just got to try and break Hamilton one more time. There we go, 1.4 seconds faster through the middle sector. I don't know where the mistake was in that, but I lost a bucket load of time in that sector last lap, and that cost me big. Ah, he's in fuel conservation mode. Okay, that's gonna help. That was a 118.8. That was a 118.2, but considering I had the best first sector of the race, I don't know where I lost it again. Still another 30 or so laps to go here. What to talk about in the meantime? YouTube. Why not? Interesting times for me right now. Kind of at a crossroads. Whoops. Corner cut. Sorry, folks. As we lap Charles Peak for the 3rd time. Jesus. Struggling a little bit now. My neck's starting to cramp up now too. But yeah, like I said, YouTube, man. Again, if I haven't seen it already, thanks to everybody that got me to 5,000, man. That's quite the honour. I'm very, very proud of this, and I'm very, very grateful, so thank you. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me, really. I mean, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing right now. A lot of people have mentioned the Grid Autosport Let's Play, like I mentioned before, and I'm very tempted to. It looks like the kind of game that would be ideal for a Let's Play. Because there's different paths you can take, there's different disciplines you can do. So, you know. Shit. Burning through these flashbacks a little bit more quickly. Like, apparently they regenerate over time, which I guess is a good thing. Ooh, 17-8 loss. That's definitely better. But yeah, like I said, overall, you know, it looks like the kind of game that would be ideal for a Let's Play because, you know, the nature of you can basically do 5 different disciplines and it's all over the place, and that's a good thing. The branching paths mean you can kind of choose your own path of the whole thing, and you know you can focus totally on a formula or focus totally on discipline for a little while or anything else like that. Wow, light rain coming in 15 minutes. If that's the case, I might pit in early. If there's rain coming in 15 minutes, that's about lap 56, 57 roughly? Nah, it's not worth pitting in early because Hamilton will have to come in as well. On second thought, if I came in maybe lap 50 or maybe lap 48, knowing the rain was coming, maybe that would help. Clipping Guido. Hamilton's back up to 4 seconds in the gap now. Great. No, Vandergaard, you cannot stream me. That'd be so ridiculous. We'll have DRS on me though for some hilarious reason. Not sure we got left. Might as well save some now, right? And he immediately told me to turn back up to 2. Alright, fine. I see how it is, Ferrari. Keep me close. Keep me on my toes. But yeah, I definitely want to Let's Play Autosport, but I'm a bit short on money at the moment. When I sort that out, probably next month, I'm about 80% sure I'm going to end up Let's Playing Autosport. It'll be my final Let's Play on a 360, more than likely. The issue I have is that would I be able to finish it before the Xbox? I get my Xbox One in August. That's going to be the problem here. That's why I'm a bit hesitant, because if I get an Xbox One in August, what am I going to do with my 360? Whoops. I curbed it again as we lapped Chilton. Somebody lost their front wing over there, didn't they? But yeah, like I said, I'm about 80% sure I'm going to LP it. It's just a matter of, do I keep doing it after I get an Xbox One? That's going to be the difficult thing. It's going to be difficult for me to be motivated and keep going back between the current and the next gen. Whoops. A bit too fast through that. Whoops. Would have been recording for an hour now. So we're just under the hour mark in terms of race time. Nice DRS help boost is going to help out though. Okay. Coming towards 2/3 distance. For goodness sake, Dre, come on now. I'm down to 2 flashbacks now, jeez. But besides that, I'm loving the MotoGP coverage at the moment. I'm loving doing that. It's great fun. You guys seem to love it. So you know, I'm very happy with the way things are going with that. Dre TV is going great. You guys seem to really enjoy that. The longer, you know, me being more analytical over certain things is great. I'm in a really good spot right now, content-wise, I would say. I'm very happy with the way things are going. Oh, God! Lucky there wasn't a front-wing collision. Gap's down to 4.3. Didn't even get DRS on anybody either. But I just lapped 6th place to Nico Rosberg. How is that even possible? Heavy rain in 15 minutes. So 15 minutes till rain. It might be worth stopping now. If they know the rain is coming. Oh, for God's sake. This is my last flashback. I better hope I get some back by the time this happens again. That was a 17.4. That was a great lap. It's like the 2010 days of Pirelli tyres, where the tyres would come back to you after a certain amount of time. Hamilton now 5 seconds back, though, which is also good. The thing is, do I really want to be on super soft tyres when the rain starts coming down? I'm gonna be pitting in about 9 laps time. Jesus, that was dumb of me. Again, lucky I was no damage on that. Might be worth pitting in early, putting on fresh rubber, and then getting back out there when it starts raining. Okay, I'm gonna pit early so I can maximise my time on the option tyre. It's just a matter of how long. If it starts raining, "15 minutes roughly." Okay, I'm gonna come in lap 48 instead of 52. Get some super soft time in. Okay, I'm gonna pit in the lap. It tells me it's 10 minutes away. That makes sense. I'll tell you something though. Once you start going into these longer distance races, the whole thing kind of becomes a bit of a trance for you. It starts becoming a bit of a trance. You know, you just focus so hard, and you get the muscle memory. It starts to kick in. you know, you just start to relax a little bit. You concentrate a lot on the road in front of you. I know these tyres are close to the end. That was a corner cut? Yikes, okay. 24 laps to go. Well, 24 and a half. So I'm going to do something real quick here. Where's Rosberg at now? He's down to 7th now. He's done 2 stops already, obviously. He's on the prime tyre and I've already lapped him. So next up is Jenson Button. What's he doing? 120s, 121s. He's dipped into the 19s now. He's in the low 19s. Okay, so he's not a million miles slower than me, but he's about a second, maybe half a second to a second a lap slower. Rosberg must have lost so much time somewhere. I don't know where. But yeah, just sitting down and relaxing. I hope I can get to 10k soon. I mean, you guys all saying, you know, Dre, when's 10k coming? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It took me nearly 3 years to get to 5. So, you know, also I'm just hoping and waiting that, you know, I get another little boost from somewhere. F1 2014 is going to be probably somewhere in September or October, more than likely. It'll be very interesting to hear if it comes out on next gen or not. Car behind now is fuel mix 2, maybe that's why he's been a bit quicker lately. But yeah, I mean, we've not heard anything about the information released from the game yet. And normally it's around this kind of time they start to leak details out. Nothing yet. Apparently very soon. Okay, 10 minutes. Oh, I did originally say 48. You can get a fair bit of super soft running in 10 minutes. So next lap we're going to come in a bit early, get off these tyres, get some fresh rubber on and put the hammer down for a little bit until the rain comes down, and then it will be chaos. Nearly spun it there, Lord. So it's not even going to be minor rain like intermediates, it's going to be full pissing it down. Great. Everyone's favorite kind of rainstorm. Who's further ahead there? 2 more cars. I wonder who they could be. There's going to be quite the undercut here, but I think it will work out quite nicely. Here we go. Quick time to relax. Get my shoulders back in gear. Yep, super softs on. And out. Should come out in 2nd place behind Felipe. Well, ahead of Felipe, I should say. I will normally have to go 21 laps on these, which would be a bit much. Let's say Hamilton will be in 2 laps. So I get at least 2 free laps on Lewis. Right, let's get the hammer down and see what we can do. Tyres coming up towards temperature now. Coming towards 21 laps left. The rain is coming. We're gonna be on for quite a dramatic finish to this race, at least. As everyone will tell you, rain makes things crazy. Funny enough, still 24 seconds ahead of Massa despite the pit stop. Took 6/10 out of Hamilton's gap in that last sector. Now 7.5 seconds. If Mercedes was smart, they'd box Hamilton now, while he's losing time. And then Hamilton will bitch about how at McLaren we never did things like that. Oh yeah, car feels great now. Man, these fresh tyres are great. I can just feel the pace now. Great. Let's go. Not the great last sector though, mind you, but still going to be a very, very fast lap here. 1:15.3. Gap's now 6 seconds. Next couple of minutes. Perfect. I timed this pretty well then by the looks of it. Where is Hamilton? And he's in fuel mix 1. That's not going to help. Alonso is coming. He is impervious to taunts and offensive driving. Let's go! Whoops. Did I get a flashback back? I got 2 back. Excellent. Push, push, push. Am I seeing it start to rain now? It's starting to rain. Hamilton's only 2 seconds away now. It is definitely raining. This strategy seems to have worked out perfectly. Alright, Hamilton. It's obviously nowhere near wet enough yet. The new matter becomes, now it becomes a matter of when's the right time to pit. Normally, if I was on the primes, I'd be coming in right now. Is Hamilton coming in? Yes, he is. Boy, it better be for a set of wet tyres. Because if he's got this wrong, he's going to have to stop again. Oh my god, they're beyond stupid. He's pretty much just gifted me the win. Dude, look, Hamilton, Mercedes pit crew, look at the weather. Why would you put options back on Hamilton's car? Are you out of your mind? There's good for at least another lap, I would say, on these tyres. Hamilton's now 12 seconds down the road, knowing he's got to stop again for intermediate tyres at some point. And when I pit, do I pit straight onto the full wets, I wonder? This is very Singapore-like at the moment. I thought he's my curse, shit. Well, how far back is Hamilton now? Okay, it's getting close to that time now. I see spray coming off my tyres. I think this is going to be the lap. Has anyone pitted yet? Actually, whoops, we're in the wrong place. And I'm out of flashbacks too, which doesn't help. I'm under pressure already here. Hamilton's on the options still. Massa's on the primes in second. Has anyone changed tyres yet? Perez has been through the pits 3 times. As has Gutierrez. Only one retirement. I think it was Maldonado. Hardly surprising. Hamilton's now 13 seconds back. I have cars up ahead, which is going to help me make the decision here. It's looking really muggy now. Yeah, I think we're coming in. Yeah, coming in for Inters. Let's go. We've almost got a whole pit stop in hand. Is that Hamilton coming through, I wonder? No, it is not. Did he come in as well?
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track. The race officials have disabled DRS due to the weather conditions.
Okay. Now we're on Inters. Let's see if this worked out. Did Hamilton pit? I don't think he did. Massa did. Hamilton did not. A lot of guys are all out in intermediate tyres right now, so it's looking like we made the right call. By that logic, then, Hamilton's got to be coming in this lap, then. Hamilton's even losing time now in Sector 2, where he was normally the fastest. Rain already on the visors. It's going to be full wets pretty soon. Whole field's in for new tyres. Not me. Still pushing. Hamilton now 18 seconds down. Hamilton's botch up was so big now, I could probably afford to come in for full wets and probably still be able to keep the lead now. And looking at the tyres, since everybody's on intermediates, if it gets worse, everyone's got to stop again anyway. Which, given the conditions, look like we're about 3 or 4 laps away from full wets. Hamilton now nearly 20 seconds back. It looks like my call to come in early was the perfect call. Very happy with that. Now got to look out for things like puddles. I've not really talked about other stuff besides this race very much, actually. I'm surprised how much I've actually had to talk about the Grand Prix itself. It's turned out quite entertaining. Hamilton now exactly 20 seconds back. It's like I'm a little bit faster on the inters than he is. This is so much fun, though. Now 20.6. Bit of understeer there, but still. Whew. There's a little bit of a dry line still there. A little bit, not much. Hamilton now 25 seconds back. Must have made a mistake. The crazy thing is, these lap times are not terrible. 1:19.4 was my last lap. That was faster than some of the midfield runners were doing in the dry. Such is the greatness of tyre technology these days, now that the intermediates are only about 3 or 4 seconds behind the dry stuff these days. But it is getting wetter out here. It's getting more treacherous. I think we're close to full wets. Also turning the fuel down, only just to ensure we don't get as much wheel spin, and because we're up by 25 seconds, we can kind of afford to. Lovely stuff. What a lovely Tuesday evening drive around Montreal. Reminds me of the last time I did this. Last time I did this in Abu Dhabi. At this point, I just put on a pair of options and was chasing down Hamilton and Alonso, trying to win it on the option tyres. Whoops. I've got a flashback left. Yes, I do. Excellent. Like I was just basically just trying to hang in there and chase down. Okay, it's getting clear. It's getting close to full wet. In fact, I think I am going to come in for wet. It is getting really bad now. I'm starting to see standing water on the track as... Who's on... Like, yeah, Button was the first guy. Button's on full wets now, as is John Eric Verne. Yeah, but that was the only retirement. But yeah, it's like we're now in full wet conditions now because the tyres are getting colder.
You have a lead of 26 seconds to the car behind.
God, the amount of wheel spin there. Man, that was ridiculous. Right, tyres wet, just to make sure.
Okay, wet tyres for next box.
But it's, yeah, some scenes, puddles and standing water now, so it's definitely time for full wets. To finish off these last 11 laps on the full wets.
Go now. You're free to rejoin the track. The track is clear.
So this is my 4th pit stop so far. Some guys have already been through 5 times. That's very 2011 like. But yeah, it's definitely. Oh my god. Pieces of car everywhere. 25 seconds still the gap, so Hamilton must have come in this lap as well for wet tyres. We'll double check. Yep, the whole field's on wets now. Look at that. Ricciardo, Gutierrez, Perez, all through the pits 5 times. 5 times in 59 laps. Man, that's crazy. That's going to bring this home now more than anything else.
Currently, there's a 25-second gap between you and the car behind.
I remember that Abu Dhabi race I had for the last 100% race. It was pretty good until the end. Just cut one too many corners, got given a penalty. What's guys going in for the pits again for? Goodness only knows. Lapping dudes again. It's a Force India up ahead. Maybe it's TM at Marduk. No, it's Adrian Sutil. That's a funny one about Sutil as well. Him apparently deactivating his Twitter account. Hearing a lot of rumours that he might be immediately cut and replaced by Guido van der Garde. Apparently Van der Garde is very well funded, and Sutil's kind of shit the bed this year. Shame, really. It's not. I don't think it's entirely Sutil's fault. Sauber are 2 things. One, the least reliable car in the field in terms of pure finishing rate, and on top of that, you know, the car pace-wise has been awful this season. They're the worst of the midfield runners now. They're like Lotus have seemed to have found something, at least as the season's gone on. Like last year, Sauber were very, very mediocre until about Monza. Then Hulkenberg found something. Like, Hulkenberg got a bit quick. And then, like, the rest of the season, Sauber looked quite good. Even Gutierrez scored points once. Now it just looked completely dreadful. Mind you, Gutierrez would have scored points in Monaco this season if it wasn't for him hitting Raskas towards the end. Silly boy. We're about to put another lap on Paul di Resta. There he goes. This is surprisingly fun in the wet, by the way. But yeah, it's like Sauber now, pound for pound, are the worst team in the paddock. On results, they'll always do a bit better than... Well, I was very high revving. But yeah, like I say, they'll always be a little bit better than Marussia and Caterham, obviously on pure performance, because those cars are just in a different league of their own in terms of badness. But Sauber might legitimately go the whole season without scoring, as Rosberg's now down in 16th place. Must be some problem with his car. But yeah, just 8 laps to go now. If anything, I'm just glad Hulkenberg got out of that Sauber unit. Sauber was never a good fit for him at all. I think Force Indy, he was coming off a good year, you know, and there was a big reshuffle and whatnot. And you know, once again Hulkenberg missed out. And it was meant to be Hulkenberg's year last year. You know, thinking about Lotus. Lotus went with Maldonado because they needed the money. And then, you know, they were talking about possibly McLaren. McLaren went with Magnussen. Went with a rookie within their own camp, which is, you know, fair enough. You know, possibility of going to Ferrari. That got shut down at the 11th hour because Lucas saw that Raikkonen was available. What about this year? Should Hulkenberg even leave the team this year? Because, quite frankly, Force India's got a good package underneath them this year. A better package than they had last year. They got such a good package now. They've probably got the 4th or 5th best car, which is automatically better than last year, where they were the 6th best car. They've automatically improved because they're not going to be as bad as McLaren are. McLaren have taken another step backwards, it seems. Where last year they were like the 5th best car most of the time. Now they're genuine midfield dudes. I thought last year may have just been a blip. Clearly it was more than that. I don't know what's going on down there, but Ron Dennis seems to be blaming Jenson Button when doing it, and that's clearly not the problem here. Jensen has still done a good job of carrying the team because Magnussen is not there yet. Magnussen is good-ish. He's not exactly set the world alight since his rookie performance, which, don't get me wrong, was ridiculous. I think the problem there was that McLaren probably had one of the stronger packages to start the year, but weren't able to develop. It looks like they went backwards as soon as round 2 came along. Weird how these things turn out in Formula 1 sometimes in development. It was very Ferrari-like. Strong out of the box, but once the season goes on, they struggle. They don't really develop. They don't really take any gambles. I think Ferrari are very conservative in the way they develop their cars. They'll wait for somebody else to make the first move, and by that time, it's too late. That's part of the reason why Red Bull's probably been so good over the last few years. Red Bull were always willing to gamble. It's not going to save him this year, mind you, but, you know, I've come to embrace our new silver overalls because Mercedes, generally speaking, are an incredibly likeable bunch of dudes. You know, Rosberg is likeable. They're great on Twitter, Mercedes. They interact with the fans. They do a lot of giveaways. They're very interactable folk, like Lotus were, but, like, the thing difference between Lotus and Mercedes is Lotus seem to be trying too hard a lot of the time to be humorous, whereas Mercedes, just generally speaking, are good dudes, you know. Very classy. You're like, you know, they were the first to congratulate Red Bull when Daniel Ricciardo won in Canada. Niki Lauda was very classy, going over to Horner and Newey and saying congratulations. They're a very likeable team, Mercedes. For the most part. Still not going to convince me on Hamilton. But still. Guess it's not all bad, right? Right, 5 laps to go. Five laps to left in this race. I'm very proud of myself for this one. I think it's been great. It really has. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. A bit of changeable conditions always makes things a bit more interesting, and Hamilton's done goof cost him a shot at winning, and even so, it looks like he's much slower on the wets. But, yeah, just great stuff all around.
We have a 30-second lead over Hamilton.
30-second lead. Wow. Nice to have Massa in the podium as well, which is always nice to see. So yeah, stick around, guys. If you want to see me do more of these, I might do one a month or something like that when I'm feeling bored or something. Because I found this one surprisingly fun. Not bad for a pad guy, right? I know my name's not TRL Limitless or anything, but my name isn't Matty, you know, but hopefully I bring my own spin on things, and hopefully you guys just enjoy that. Just 4 laps to go. This is some King of the Rain now as well. We've been recording now for nearly an hour and 40 minutes. This could be the longest individual video I upload that isn't a Google Hangout. Abu Dhabi was long, but Abu Dhabi was at a lot less laps. Whoa. Ricardo there had to lunge on Ricardo quickly for a second there. I still aquaplane in first gear, that's crazy. Coming towards the final 3 laps in this marathon. Lapping Sutil again. And is that Jensen? No, that's Perez. I'm lapping these people God knows how many times now. I've lost count. Oh man, I actually feel better now. I feel like, you know, it was a bit of a pain to start up with, but afterwards, after I started to settle down, it actually ended up being quite good. I feel better now than I did 40 minutes ago. Maybe I've just gotten used to it. There's Perez being lapped, I think, for the 2nd time. I've put 2 laps on every... that means Perez's race is over when he crosses the line. Whoops. Bit raggedy there.
I think this might be our finishing position today, so don't take any risks. Bring the car home.
Just a couple more laps. I think that's Hulkenberg up ahead. Just got to nurse this sucker home now. 35 seconds ahead of Hamilton. This isn't just my first 100% win. It might be my biggest win in any F1 game I've ever accomplished. Ever. It is indeed Hulkenberg. We got the long way around. Not quite. There we go. So that's Hulkenberg's race over once he crosses the line. As we start the final lap, lap 70 of 70. It's been an honor, guys. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed doing this. It's been a great bit of fun. And you know, I'm pushing myself as a YouTuber to do things like this more often. And, you know, if it makes me a better video maker, I'll do it. You know, that's what I'll do for you guys in terms of entertainment. That's the lengths I'm willing to go. I know I'm not Arav. I'm not the most entertaining guy in the world. I'm not the fastest guy in the world. I'm not even the guy that does the most 100% races. I've even had the best career mode. But if you guys are entertained by what I do, then that's all that really matters to me. So, yeah, just gotta get it over the line now. The hairpin for the final time. See if we can nail it this time. There we go. Why not? Let's empty the tank while we're at it, because why the hell not? Down the back straight. It's not quite Jules Villeneuve in a Ferrari, but it'll do. Over the chicane for the final time. Past the wall, the champions. We did it! We did it! Oh, yes! Oh my god. What a race. 1 hour and 42 minutes on the total video. 1 hour 33 for the race. Oh, wow. We beat Hamilton by 40 seconds in the end. Felipe Massa 1 minute 7 back. Sebastian Vettel was the last guy on the racing lap. Raikkonen 5th. Everybody up to 4th. That's very Vettel-like. Raikkonen 5th. Button 6th. Webber 7th. Romain Grosjean 8th. Nico Hulkenberg 9th. And Sergio Perez through the pits 5 times. Gets the last of the points in 10th. 2 laps down. As you can see here, Daniel Ricciardo and Nico Rosberg were 3 laps down. And Sutil, Chilton, Vandergaard, Bianchi was 5 laps down, and Peak was 6 laps down in the end. So he was on lap 65 when I crossed the line. Good lord. And Pastor Maldonado, the only one to finish. Perez, Gutierrez on 5 stops. Ricciardo on 5 stops as well, as was Charles Peak at the back. All I can say was, guys, thanks again. It's been an honor. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I obviously wasn't masterful driving. I'm not exactly a noble when it comes to these things, but just hope you guys just appreciate the fact I went 1 hour 45 for you. So, thanks again, guys. It means a lot. I've been Harrison101. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Sayonara.